our culture fucks it up more than anybody else. We're very self-destructive when we get to the places where that financial revenue changes.
Welcome, everybody. Kamari Ellis here, the host of the Finance Rebel Show. Welcome to the Finance Rebel Show. I'm a tax accountant with over 25 years in tax and financial planning and financial services. And I love to do this show because it's all about money, right? We talk about taxes, stocks, business, economics, and black wealth, right? With the whole aim that people in the community can begin to increase their overall financial IQ. So, in today's episode, we're going to talk about Kevin Hart's appearance on the Pivot podcast. He got into a deep and heavy conversation on the Pivot podcast. By the way, Pivot podcast is a great show. Have a lot of athletes and entertainers on there, and they talk about some really, really important things as it relates to our community. So that link to the original show is down in the description. Be sure to check it out. But I want to go through and I want to analyze exactly what Kevin was saying, right? So I'm going to play a couple clips, stop a couple clips, and just give you my overall thoughts on this overall.
Our culture is caught up in the cool. Our culture is caught up in what we are. And you don't realize the reason why the other side has worked so long and why they're so successful is because they figure out how to hold on to the handshake.
Mm-hmm. Our culture is caught up into the cool. That's a heavy statement just to jump out the gate right there. Our culture is caught up in the cool. And again, Kevin's black, I'm black. We're talking about black culture, right? And so as we dissect this and analyze this, I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page and we're able to look at this with a real objective lens. Let's get back to it.
They hold on to the handshake.
They create more handshakes.
Those relationships.
We
big.
don't.
Right.
We minimize the opportunity to grow and be around and be a part because we're so self-involved.
So there he talked about the handshake, right? And he's using the handshake as an example of what a relationship is. And he's talking about how people are so quick to let go of the handshake, AKA let go of the relationship, and we won't stick it out for the long haul. And as we know, wealth is not really made in transactions. It's made with relationships. Sure, you can do business once or twice, but usually real wealth is created amongst a group of people over years, decades. And it's just not something that you can replicate or dismantle quickly when you're really serious about a situation. So here is another clip I wanted to break down as well. So let's get into it.
So I got addicted to winning. And I found that you can win more when you surround yourself with more winners. I found that putting yourself in the environment of motivational, inspirational personnel, people that just want shit out of life, it's addictive. You get that, like that rubs off. So my surroundings changed. My ideas grew. My wants grew. And, now you're looking at a guy that quote unquote is a mogul.
I'm addicted to winning. That's heavy right there. Now, again, Kevin is talking about he's addicted to winning. He wants to do great things. He wants to be great. Obviously, you could make the argument that he is great. Now, there's some other clips that I really want to get into here, but I didn't want to just jump over this, right? Because this speaks to the mindset of what I call black excellence, what I call doing great things. He wants to win. He wants to be around winners. You can't expect to do great things if you're just hanging around people who don't want to do anything progressive with their life. Now this next clip is a heavy clip. This clip, he really gets into it. And so I would say, We're definitely going to be stopping and starting a bit more on the air, but we're going to get at it. We're definitely going to get at it.
Our culture fucks it up more than anybody else. We're very self-destructive when we get to the places where that financial revenue changes. What you get? Oh, I should be getting how much it's very, the day that we get into the space of competitiveness, the day that our egos overpower and overshadow the opportunity ahead of us, we lose. Right now, if I ask you guys to tell me 5 bands, 5 music groups that is from back in the day, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
Nobody asks themselves why. Why do they all break up?
Actually, I ask myself that question often. But when we look at some of the greatest bands ever, right? I think of the Supremes. I think of the Jacksons, Jackson 5. I think of New Edition. I think of Jay-Z and Rockefeller, even though they're not a band. I think of the Fugees. I think a lot of them, great bands, done a lot of great stuff. All of them broke up. A lot of them couldn't figure out a way to keep it together. He starts off saying that our culture fucks it up more than anybody else. And sure, we all could make some excuses for that. And I do have some more commentary and some more thoughts about that. But on the surface, he's right. We have a lot of opportunities, and a lot of times we fumble it. We fumble the bag, we fumble the ball, and we're not able to get things done in a good manner. And we see it a lot. We see it far too often. And as he said, a lot of times when it gets down to the money, everybody wants to know who's getting what, where are we going, why are we going this way? And people can't get on one accord. But there's so much more to this. I want to talk about it.
We're very self-destructive when we get to the places where that financial revenue changes. What you get? Oh, I should be getting how much it's very, the day that we get into the space of competitiveness, the day that our egos overpower and overshadow the opportunity ahead of us, we lose. Right now, if I ask you guys to tell me 5 bands, 5 music groups that are still together from back in the day, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
Nobody asks themselves why. Why do they all break up?
Money.
Why do they all fucking break up?
Ain't it money?
I'm just saying, that's not nobody sees this. We ignore it. Why are we the culture that's always behind nah, this shit ain't work? It ain't working now. We ain't that. It ain't.
Now, he asked the question, why are we always the culture that's always behind? The 8 ball can never figure out how to work together. There's always a sense of competition. There's always a sense of me, I want to be first. I want to be the top dog. Well, let's talk about that. Because a lot of times we talk about these things and we say, oh, we can't figure out the money. The money's the problem. But we never talk about the condition. We never talk about the Black condition. And I think, and not to take away from Kevin, because again, shout out to Kevin, Philly homeboy. I'm Philly, Team Philly all day long. He does a lot of great stuff. And when you're having these conversations, a lot of times, they're very surface. You can't really get down to the meat. I always want to get down to the meat. But when we look at Black folks and their condition, people from stolen land, without their language, without their religion, without any direction, right, have been here for 400 plus years. And yes, we were also here before, but we never had truly a society of our own. And then, if you want to look at some of the practices of Willie Lynch, and I know he was a fictional character, but many of those practices were indeed done. From buck breaking to breaking up families to chopping off foots when Kunta went to run away and they made him say, your name's not Kunta, it's Toby.
I want to hear you say your name. Your name is Toby. What's your name?
Kunta.
What's your name? Say it. Toby. Who are you? Say your name. Say it louder so they all can hear you. What's your name?
Toby. My name is Toby.
Is it really fair to judge us the same way everybody else is? The same way every ethnic group is being judged that's in the United States of America? You tell me in the comments, do you think it's fair? But let's get some more into these clips.
I just heard Desus and Mero broke up, and I'm a fucking fan of these guys. By the way, the future is so bright for that thing.
Now, I'm shocked that Desus and Mero have broken up. I didn't realize that till I saw that. They had a deal with Showtime. We're killing it. I believe they had Barack Obama on.
Let me just say that I saw some of the footage of y'all with Booker.
Yeah.
And
Before you say anything, that was a deep fake and fake news.
Yes, it was.
Do not
It was. It's-
misrepresent us. If you post that video on Twitter, it will be disclaimed and there'll be a little note on the bottom.
I'm just saying, here's the good news. Looks like y'all could play for the Knicks.
Ooh, wow. Wow. Right off the rip.
Off the rip, Barry with the kill shot. Whoa, what's going on?
Are they supposed to be?
That's mind-boggling. I can't wait to hear more about that. But let's jump back into it.
That IP, that opportunity, that whatever. Then I see him going back and forth on social media with what's happening? Why can't we ever surpass or overcome the financial hurdles that present themselves and stay connected? Why can't we do that?
It's called ego.
That's why you remove it.
Easier said than done in some circumstances.
It's actually not.
In some instances.
But when people say that, right? When they say it's easier said than done, and the ego is very present and dominant, right? You gotta ask yourself, why? Why? Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Me and Dwayne Johnson are good
Now,
friends.
I just gotta explain
You know why?
Right, because we've never actually healed. And so a lot of times we're presenting this false sense, this warrior type all the time to protect ourselves.
That shit works. DJ, I don't give a fuck about titles. I don't give a fuck about number one or number two. DJ, I don't care what that thing is. Dude, I love working with you.
Right.
You're my guy. I love you, champ. Love you too, Kev. You want to do this thing? Let's make it work. Kev, my company's producing it. You want dope? I hope you guys knock it out the park. Let me see the materials. If I can help, I can. DJ, I got something that's coming from my company. Hey, do you want me to include you? Do you guys want to co-produce? How do you want to do it? Kev, we'll work it out. We'll figure it out. Hov, can you sit down with me, man? I got a show. I want to fucking talk to you. Yeah. Hey, man, I got this thing, guys, I'm doing. Chris, me and you should go. What do you think about doing New York together? Fuck it, we can co-headline it. Let's put.
Now, he shows that him and The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, are able to do major deals, get money together often and regular, which is a great thing. Talks about Jay-Z. He just recently did an interview with Jay-Z. I want to review that interview as well. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to review and analyze that video also. One of the things, though, I do find interesting is that when we talk about Jay, got to bring up Dame, got to bring up Rockefeller. Jay went through some stuff. Kevin's gone through some stuff. The Rock has gone through some stuff. They have matured, right? They've been able to fight all these battles and kind of get to the mountaintop, so to speak. So, yes, it's possible. He's showing that it's possible. Kudos to Kev, right? And I don't say that with any cynicism or sarcasm, right? I'm serious. Kudos to Kev, but I think it takes a certain level of trial and error, a certain level of humbleness, which he just talked about, right? Let's just do the project. Let's just do the project. I enjoy working with you. You enjoy working with me. Let's not add any unnecessary hurdles to this thing. Let's just have fun. Let's make money, and let's enjoy ourselves throughout the journey. But there's some more there. I want to get to
This shit down the middle. I don't care. Fuck it, Kev. Yeah, let's do it. You think Dave will come to one of the shows? Let's ask him. Dave, what you want to do? Oh my God, guys, it's great. There's no egos. With real success and real fucking moves, the real one.
removing all the obstacles.
The real one.
Money's not an issue. Partnership percentages not an issue. Let's get other people involved in this thing of greatness that we're working on. There's something to this, y'all.
There's no egos.
There's no ego.
Because collabs are collabs that don't question where I stand and what I am.
Right.
There's nothing about the next person that's going to affect or rock my world. I know I'm Kevin Hart. I don't need you to fucking validate it.
Right.
I don't need that. I have no ego.
Now, when he says that, there's nothing that questions where he stands and who he is. He's secure. He's done so much that he ain't got to worry about it. He knows that he's Kevin Hart, regardless of this, if this deal works or this deal does not work. He's still going to make it happen. He has that much confidence in himself that this thing is going to happen, one way or another. Kevin Hart's going to make it. And that's powerful. That's powerful, y'all. That clip, again, shout out to the Pivot Podcast. They have a lot of great interviews, a lot of great stuff, a lot of great perspectives. I thoroughly enjoy it. But I will be remiss to say that when you saw Fred Taylor talk about egos getting away, right, it's easier said than done. Remember, the Pivot is also a spinoff from I Am Athlete, right? And clearly there was some friction there with the original team there, and they took and they went their own separate ways. Now, thank God that didn't get ugly, right? Thank God that it appears to be an amicable split, because people do grow. People do decide and change their mind and want to go in different directions in life. That happens. That absolutely happens. But it hasn't been nasty, at least not out in the open. So I commend them for doing that, right? But you can have something as so great as I Am Athlete. That doesn't always work out, right? So I think the thing here for me, right, what I take away with this is, again, stay humble, check your ego at the door, come ready to work, come willing to play, and give your all to the projects. And in my opinion, you can see a lot of people do a whole lot of dope things together just to make the culture more rich, to create more opportunities to create Black wealth. But I want to know what your thoughts are. Do you agree with Kevin? Do you disagree with Kevin? How do you think we could better create alliances, partnerships to create wealthy opportunities? What do you think? Drop a comment for me in the chat. And if you've enjoyed today's review and analysis, drop a like, please comment, and also subscribe to the channel. So until the next time, this is the Finance Rebel Show. Remember to rebel, right? Because usually nothing great ever happens by just going along to get along, just by doing the status quo. What you normally get is average. Why be average when you can be a savage? Remember to rebel. Until next time, y'all have a great day.